Do you want to know the outrageously easy way to keep your clients buying? It all comes down to this very simple diagram right here, a matrix if you want to call it that. On the left-hand side here, you have results, and on the bottom side here, you have client experience. Now, four different sections. In this section, you have high results, low customer experience. In this section right here, you have low results and low customer experience. In this section right here, you have high customer experience, but low results. And in this section right here, you have high results and high customer experience. Now, I'll give you a second to think about it. Which one of these quadrants right here, which is just the four sections that we just went over a second ago, has the lowest churn? Think about it. Quite obviously, this section right here is where you want to be. You're providing clients with results and you're giving them a good experience. Quite obviously, that's where the lowest churn is. But what was really interesting to me is where the second lowest churn was. Once again, I'll give you a second to think about it. All right. The second lowest churn was in this section right here, where you're providing your clients with a good experience, even though you're not providing results. Now, at first, this is something I didn't understand. And just for transparency, this is something I kind of took away from Layla Homozy, which, if you don't know who she is, she's the CEO of Acquisition.com, massive portfolio over there in the States. But this is a concept that at first I didn't understand, especially coming from a product background. Because in my head, if you provide people with good results, then they're unlikely to churn out. But that's not true. The truth is, if you're in this section right here, where you're providing people with results, but you're not providing them with a client experience, they're looking for the quickest opportunity to replace you. And I didn't understand this until I started thinking about this in real world examples. Let's say you go to get your teeth whitened, right? You go to the teeth whitening place, and at the end of the service, the teeth whitening, your teeth are pearly white. They've done their job. But while you were there, the assistant was rude to you. It was painful. The chairs were uncomfortable. They didn't give you any drinks. And just wasn't a pleasurable experience. Even though they got you that results, if you were to find someone that can give you that same result for a better experience, you're going to leave just like that. And that's where the highest churn in this department actually comes from. Now, why is this interesting to me? Working with over 200 different agencies, I can tell you, most people, especially at the point when they start scaling, are in this section right here, where they're providing people with good results, but the customer experience is nowhere near where they should be. And they get confused. In their heads, they're like, oh, why are these guys leaving me? I've just got them a $10 CPA for the past 3 months. It doesn't make any sense. But it's to do with that client experience. And once again, think of the example of the teeth whitening. I'll give you another example. Why not? Let's say you go to a barber shop or a hairdresser for the ladies watching this, and they give you the best haircut ever. You know, it looks so clean. Even though they gave you this amazing haircut, if while you were there, the barber or the hairdresser was rude to you, if they scammed you for your money, I don't know, if they stole your purse or whatever it may be, you're unlikely to go back there, even if they got you the best haircut in the world. Or even if you do go back, as soon as you find a competitor that can even do a fraction of what they did, you're going to be scooting out of there as soon as possible and going to them instead. I think this is a concept that's really important to understand. And once we understand that, we can understand where we want to be, which is a position where we're providing our clients with good results and at the same time maintaining a good standard of customer experience for them. But how can we actually do this? How can we create a system that provides your clients with a desired outcome and give them the best possible experience while you're delivering that desired outcome, all without overworking and stressing out every single one of your team members? This is the age-old question, and the truth is there isn't a one-stop solution. I'm not here to sell you false dreams where you're going to make one change and all of a sudden you're going to become a millionaire online. If that's what you're looking for, then you have the wrong channel. What I do want to take you through is a starting point that you can begin using, which will allow you to give your employees all the tools and resources they need to continue providing your clients with the desired results while still providing them with a great client experience at scale. And by the way, guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Leo. I'm the CEO and founder of Fluxomate, that company over there. We basically help different agency owners all over the world to help scale proof systems. What I'm about to show you today is literally the first thing we do when we work with any client that's looking to set up these scale proof systems for their agencies and their employees. Just wanted to give you some context who this random guy in a churn busters hoodie actually is. Let's get back to the video. There are three main things that Alex Hormozy says you can do to improve your client experience. And the reason I'm focusing on client experience, guys, is because, like I said, most people that we work with, at least, already have that foundation to provide their clients results. It's mostly what they base their business off. The thing that people really struggle with is providing a great client experience to their customers at scale. And that's more so what I want to focus on today. So there are three things that Alex Hormozy says you can do to actually improve your client experience. Firstly, you can make it easier. Secondly, you can make it faster. And thirdly, you can make it more pleasant. These are three things that are quite easy to do if it's just you with a couple clients. But As you start growing your team and taking on more clients, this becomes harder and harder to do at scale. And that's exactly what I want to focus on in this video. How to provide your clients with good results and a good experience as you begin to scale up your team in order to increase your capacity, which is just the maximum number of clients you can actually take on at any given time. Now, there's a million different ways you can actually do this, but today I want to focus on one particular thing, which in my opinion, and if YouTube has done a good job showing this video to the right person, is the highest leverage thing you can do to begin setting up the right systems for your employees to actually manage your clients and increase the capacity in your agency. And now, one thing I'm going to be talking about and showing you how to do in this video is very simply mapping out your service delivery. If you think of yourself like an adventurer, you know, those guys that go around the world backpacking, all we're doing is giving this adventure right here a map. So he goes exactly where he's going through our client's journey and exactly what should happen next. And once again, we do this through mapping out your service delivery. Now, what does this even mean? Well, it's not as complicated as you may initially think. All we're doing is breaking down a harder problem into different stages and then breaking down the stages into easier individual steps. If you think of your agency as a Tesla factory, all we're doing is breaking down the process to actually create that end outcome, which is the Cybertruck in this case, but in your case, it will be the outcome that you're actually providing your clients. And the easiest way to actually do this is break down your service delivery into a program. Now, if you have a reoccurring service, the easiest way to do this, and by the way, guys, this is literally the exact same thing that we do for our clients, is we break it down into two different programs. So, for example, you can have one program for the onboarding stage and another program for the reoccurring services that happen after that. We treat it as two separate things. And what's going to make it super easy to identify which programs you actually need to have is just determining the outcome. What is the outcome of each program that you're setting up? So, for example, for something like onboarding, the outcome of that first program could be to launch creatives. It could be to change the landing page, something to initiate what you're doing in the first 7 days. That can be the outcome of the first stage. Whereas for the second stage, or the second program, sorry, that's when you can get into more specifics in terms of actually delivering your services. Like, for example, the outcome could be getting 20 leads a month. The outcome could be shooting 10 pieces of content a week. All you're doing is splitting up your service delivery into the different outcomes based on the deliverables that you're actually providing your clients. Now, if you do have a program, then obviously this is a lot easier, but most people, especially in the agency space, are based on reoccurring services like lead generation, content creation, wherever it may be. So if you all do have those reoccurring services, just break down your service delivery into the individual programs. Onboarding could be one, the first month of fulfillment could be one, the second month of fulfillment could be one. And if it's all confusing, I'm going to give you a bunch more examples in a second, guys. Just hold on tight. And the reason why I'm actually doing this is because once we do have that program, that we can break down that harder problem into individual stages and then break down those stages into individual steps. Now, most of you guys probably have a version of this in your head, an idea of what happens in terms of service delivery. But I can't stress enough how important it is to kind of break it down on paper and have it in a way that you can easily share this with different employees and even your clients to know exactly what needs to happen when. Once again, if YouTube has done the right job showing this to the right person, then this is the most high leverage thing you can do to actually improve your client experience. And I'm going to go more in that in a second. Sorry to cut you off, guys. A shameless plug right now. If you're looking to set up skill-proof systems in your agency, then check out the first link below for free access to our skill-proof community. Within there, we have a whole course which goes over exactly how we help our clients set up their skill-proof systems, direct access to myself and my different team members, and over 200 different agency owners who are all looking to set up skill-proof systems. If any of that sounded interesting, then check out the first link in the description. It's 100% free. I don't interrupt you too much, so I'll let you get back to the video now. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe so we can continue pushing out this content every single week and share insights on different things we learn as we help different clients set up their systems for their agencies. I'll let you get back to the video now, guys. Sorry for the interruption. How do we actually do this? I mean, how do we break down our outcome into different steps, different stages, all of that stuff? Well, let's go through it. The first thing we want to do is break it down into individual stages. Now, all we're doing here is breaking down that hard problem, which is just the outcome, into smaller stages depending on what we need to do. So, for example, if the goal was to increase conversion rate in 90 days, we can break it down into 5 different stages to make it easier to actually complete. So, for example, stage 1 could be change the copy, stage 2 could be optimize the landing page, stage 3 could be add warm-up sequences, stage 4 could be add follow-up sequences, and then stage 5 could be optimize branding. Another example, if the outcome of the program was to get 1,000 subscribers in 120 days, stage 1 could be set up the channel, stage 2 could be format those content ideas, and stage 3 could be find the editors, and the last stage could be set up the content system and obviously test different types of content. Once again, guys, all we're doing here is having an outcome and breaking down the different stages that we need to do in order to actually achieve the outcome. Once we have that, these act as your different stages. And once we actually have that, we can break it down even further into individual steps. Now, this is a lot easier now that we have a clear outcome and all the relevant stages. If you were to do this at the start, which is what most people do, it makes your life so much easier because your brain is scattered in so many different sections. For example, if I were to ask you, and let's say you're a content agency owner, how do you service your clients? You might have a list of about 30 different things. The chance that you miss something out is very, very high. But doing it this way, where you have your clear outcome and you have the different stages of exactly the categories of things that happen at different times, you're less likely to miss things out. And you're also more likely to spot different opportunities for things that you can enhance your service delivery with, which once again, I'm going to talk about in a second. So we have our clear outcome, we have our stages. Now let's break down our stages into smaller individual tasks so we know exactly what's going on. For example, for stage 3, which was add warm-up sequences, I write down exactly what we do. So we set up the email tool, create a mind map plan, go over a client to go over the plan, add refinements, create email copy, request approval, and launch warm-up sequences. This is more so a specifics of what you're actually doing for each individual stage. So regardless of whether it's as detailed as this, less detailed, or even more detailed, just write it down. Get it down on paper because it's going to make your life so much easier. And when I say paper, please don't actually use real paper. For example, you don't see me using this whiteboard here that often. The reason is because this is something that's likely to be updated, especially if you start optimizing different things. And with paper, it's a lot harder to do. So you can use this whiteboard tool that I'm using right now. This is called Figma. You can use even a Google document. Don't overcomplicate it, but just write it down somewhere. Another pro tip I'll give you is to color code your things. For example, here I've color coded it based on what I have to do, what my client has to do, and different meetings. I would suggest doing something else. And one thing I haven't done here that I would also recommend doing is adding a timeline for different things. So, for example, if I know it takes me 2 weeks to actually set up the email tool and create a mind map plan, I'd write that here. If I know it takes me 1 week to add refinements and create email copy, I'd also write that here. And guess what you have to do once this is complete, guys? You have to rinse and repeat that for every single one of the stages and every single one of the outcomes until you get something like this for every single one of the outcomes. In reality, especially if you have your recurrent service, yours will look a bit more like this, where this is the onboarding and this is the fulfillment side of things. And also, guys, one thing, if I didn't mention it before, what happens after you finish this program, you just loop it. What we do for most of our clients is after the second month, that program just continues looping and looping and looping. It does the reporting, updating ads, all of that good stuff. And guys, that's pretty much it. You now have an exact idea of exactly what should happen at different stages of your client journey, which you can use and share with your team to clearly guide your client through your service delivery. So now when a client comes in, you know exactly what they should be doing from start to end. And at different points in their journey, you know exactly what your team should be doing as well. Now, you guys at home can obviously elevate a lot more if you were to integrate different automations or even integrating different SOPs for different tasks within the system and automatically handing it over to your employees. However, if you were to even use this manually, right? Just going through the process manually with your team members or having your team members go through this process that you clearly mapped out with your clients, you're still going to reap the benefits of this. Obviously, not as much as if you were to employ automation, but you still employ the benefits. Once again, if you go back to that adventure example, you're giving this guy a map that you can clearly use to navigate around the rainforest or whatever it is. Even though he's walking rather than using a car, the map will still help him a lot more than having nothing. And you know, as I've kind of highlighted throughout this video, guys, as you're doing this, you're going to spot so many opportunities to order your own systems and optimize different things. And I really encourage you to take the time out to actually do that. If you spot a gap where you think, oh, wait, why are we actually doing this? Or why are we not doing something? Add it in, make a note of it. Because the second time around, when you've completed the first initial program mapping out, and you come back to reread through it, you can add in those optimizations, and just like that, you've also improved your service delivery, which hopefully will get clients better results. But let's go back to the age-old question, guys, and the whole reason I actually started this entire video. How can you actually use this to be in this stage right here, where you're giving your clients good results and a good customer experience? Now, once again, I'm not going to talk about results too much, but if you have this guideline, it'll be easier for your team to obviously carry out the different tasks, which hopefully will increase your results. But I don't want to focus too much on that because the truth is there's a lot of different agencies that are actually watching this channel. And who am I to tell you how to do copywriting when you've got no idea on copywriting, right? So obviously you can use this to improve results, but the main thing that I feel like you can use this is to improve your client experience. One of the easiest ways to improve your experience is to communicate more with your clients. So at different points in your mapping out process, add in different points where you're going to be touching up with clients and explaining exactly what happens next. So, for example, if in stage two, I know the clients are going to need this, I can ask for it in stage one and be proactive. Or let's say I'm in stage one, task three, and there's been a delay. I should have this done 2 weeks ago. I can use the mapped out process to give me a clear idea of where I should be and where I currently am, and communicate that with the client and be proactive about any delay. Like I said, guys, this isn't a one-stop solution, but if you do use this, you're proactive with your communication with your clients, then it's going to be an easy way to improve your client experience, because we have this kind of philosophy over, and if my customer success manager was here right now, she'd talk about this for about half an hour. But we genuinely believe communication is the answer to all problems. And if you're able to communicate a problem with your clients, then in most cases, people are understanding and they can actually talk to you about it and you can figure something out. But what most agencies do is they don't communicate both in the good and in the bad. So let's say they do something behind the scenes, they don't communicate that with their clients. Or if they do something bad behind the scenes and they're trying to fix it, they don't communicate with their clients. We try to do the exact opposite. And it's once again, guys, this is the exact same thing I recommend our own clients to actually do. Whenever you're faced with an issue, whenever you spot any delays, whenever you're doing something for your clients, whenever you've done something for your clients, send them an update. Have that communication as open as possible. Clients love it and it's going to make them feel so much better, because once again, guys, we live in an era where we're doing everything online, but this is not normal. You can't just send 5 grand to someone and expect them to completely trust you. But with that constant communication and using a service delivery map to kind of keep them up to date with exactly what's happening next or what you're currently doing, I guarantee you're going to increase that trust that your client actually has for you. So go through your service delivery, create this little mapped out process of exactly what you need to do and where you need to do it. Share with the employees, add different SOPs to different aspects, integrate automation if you want to, and just begin using this, guys. It's like a cheat code that you can use for your service delivery. And every single person that we created this audit for, they love it so much. They share with their team members. Guys, that's pretty much it from me today. I hope this video was valuable. I wanted to keep it short and compact so you can take action immediately. Map out your service delivery. It's one of the best things you can actually do to work your way towards having a scale-proof systems. If you want to go over a bit more how to audit your own systems now that you have this service map, you can watch this video right here. This will show you exactly how you can begin auditing the different processes that you just mapped out and add in different features that can easily improve both your service delivery and your client experience, both on the front end, so for your clients, but also on the back end for your different employees. And the last thing I'll say is watch this very short video right here going over communication. It's about 6 minutes, and I think it'll give you a really good insight on how important communication actually is and how you can leverage your mapped out process along with communication to be proactive and decrease your churn rate. Apart from that, guys, that's it from me today. It's been a pleasure actually recording this video. If you have any questions about anything I talked about today, feel free to drop a comment below, or you can also join our Scale Proof Community Hub using the first link in the description. There you have direct access to me and my different team members and over 200 different agency owners who are all looking to set up scale proof systems. Within there, we also have a lot more. We have the Scale Proof Roadmap, which is literally a step-by-step guide on how we help our clients set up scale proof systems. And you also get access to every single one of the resources from our YouTube channel. So if you want to access to any of that or any of that sounding interesting, you can check out the first link in the description to get access to that. And the best part is that it's 100% free, as with everything else that we actually have on this channel. So I really encourage you to make the most of it, access the resources, implement in your agency, and I can guarantee you will see a positive change. Guys, that's pretty much it from me. I think I've rambled enough in this video. Thank you very much for watching. Take action, share screenshots of your different mapped out service process because it really will benefit you. And apart from that, guys, that's it from me today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.